What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about these new raid details coming from EA themselves. They probably jumped the gun a little bit, and we'll probably see an official announcement from the development squad later on in terms of the raids, but we get a nice little early preview of what's going on with the raids, and this is actually sounding pretty cool. We're going to talk about that all in this post here by EA. So they're going to start by talking about how that the raid is going to be based on individual scores, and all those individual scores will come together to kind of be an overall score for your guild, and that will determine what kind of rewards you get based on both your individual and your guild rewards overall. This is where we're probably going to see a lot of people shifting around guilds, a lot of guilds shuffling as people try to go for the best scores, because they've already talked about the rewards in here as well. But the one thing I really want to point out here is that they talk again about these different chapters of different types of gameplay, and that these chapters are going to roll out over time, giving each player a chance to master that chapter before a new one becomes available. And then I kind of wonder if that's like if you can choose one chapter at a time per raid, or how everything's going to work, or like you maybe like the first chapter pops out and you don't get a lot of points, but that's because there's only the first chapter, and once all 4 chapters in, that's when you're really pushing for those high scores for your guild overall. It's gonna be interesting to see how that all pans out. I would love to see if we could just do all 4 chapters at once. And they talk about here, points earned in battle will contribute to both personal rewards for yourself and an end of raid reward for everybody in the guild. They can increase the number of points they accrue by increasing the difficulty of the raid on each of their attempts, independent of their guildmate. So you control the difficulty that you do for the guild. This is not a guild decision. Each player gets to choose their own difficulty, which is fantastic. I'm curious to see if there's going to be star restrictions based on difficulty. They don't mention it here, so I would assume there will be no star requirements, which is great, because there's that's a heavy endeavor trying to get high stars in all these characters. And then let's talk about what needs to be required to get into the raid. You must be at least level 30, be part of a guild, and be prepared for dangers and rewards. That's pretty obvious. But here we go, guild raid keys. You'll need to start raid keys to unlock the raid itself. They are earned each time a guild member completes specific daily objectives. So individual efforts on your daily progress count towards a larger effort. This is not based on getting 600 energy per day like Marvel Strike Force or Galaxy Heroes. It's based on your daily objectives, which is, I kind of like that, I'm not going to lie. Those daily objectives are really easy to complete already. You're not having to spend crystals to refresh your energy, so you're getting all 600 of your guild raid keys. This is going to be really cool. I do like that. And then once they talk about some screenshots here. Once a raid has begun, each chapter will be open for 24 hours, and guilds must earn a certain set of amount of baked points to unlock the next chapter and proceed forth. The amount of points needed to progress to the next chapter varies from chapter to chapter. If you're not able to hit the required amount of points, then the raid will end. There is a short grace period after a chapter is closed, where anyone who started a raid attempt can finish and submit their attempt, so make sure to push for those last few points to get over the line. Okay, cool. And here, you get a little bit of an idea here. Drums in the deep. The orcs of Moria have come to stop you. Work together to break past this horde. Gain 5 points for every percentage of health lost by an enemy orc. Gain 500 points for every defeated enemy orc. Whenever 2 or more enemy orcs are defeated in a single turn, gain 1,000 points for each orc defeated this way, and gain 4,000 points for every enemy orc defeated by an enemy orc bomber. That's interesting. I wonder. So there's gonna be some really cool strategy, and that I'm looking forward to. I'm a little worried about this units allowed thing here. It's some really that is some weird units allowed there. Halbrad, Wilfwin, the Goblin Chef, the Goblin Guard, and Pippin. I can't remember the Goblin names, but those are certainly interesting names. Yeah, I mean we'll see how things go, but. I mean, yeah, you can guess that, you want some heavy AoE damage abilities here, which is gonna be interesting because none of these characters have AoE abilities. So, actually, no, the Bat Goblin does. But yeah, that's certainly an interesting choice. And you can see here we need 2,500 keys to get it started. You can see a little bit of a guild reward here. You can see we get a total of 2,500 max keys, and it's set at difficulty 1. So I'm I'm curious to see how this will pan out. Yeah, I don't really know. Once your guild has completed all the required keys to unlock the raid, raid kickoffs can be organized and started by guild officers. Throughout the raid period, guild members will be kept up to date with game notifications and in-game chat to inform them of raid progress. Players can also check in and see how their guild is doing at any time. A little bit of a thing here. You can also see Road to Rivendell here. I've been very positive on Road to Rivendell being a good endgame team. We'll see if they actually become a meta squad somewhere inside the Moria raid. And as you start your battle, you choose which character to take with you into the fray. You do have a limited number of attempts as well as a timer in which you will need to earn as many points as possible. During battle, you'll be able to see your current score as well as the maximum possible score you can earn at the current difficulty you selected for this battle. Okay, so you can cap your score. That's something we've seen with the Crate Dragon raid in Galaxy of Heroes, where you can only cap your score at a certain point amount, and then the attempt is over. That looks like it's going to be the same kind of thing here. So there you can go all you want, and the goal is going to be trying to get to a certain score threshold, and that's going to be it. Being part of a guild means all your efforts matter. Guild members will collect points based on how well they complete scoring objectives in battle within its chapters. Points gained can also be multiplied by a difficulty modifier to help reflect the challenging nature of the battle. When players complete a battle, they will have the choice to either retry for higher points or bank their points, adding to their total, which is pretty cool. As an individual, you'll unlock more rewards the more points you collect during the raid, along with gaining guild rewards that will get better as the guild progresses further through the raid. So you can see here, you start at like 54 million points, you get like this basic chest, all the way up to 108 million points, and there's even more beyond that. But yeah, you can see as your points improve, you get a cooler looking chest, which obviously means better rewards. And here you go, your personal rewards looks like it's gonna have gold in it. So this is gonna somewhat help with the gold crunch. I need to see more about how these points are rewarded to know if it's going to be really worth this kind of squeeze. These gold amounts look a little low, especially if you're going off that first. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how easy it is to do Chapter 1, but I mean, we'll see how things balance out before saying that, this needs to be buffed or nerfed or whatever. But yeah, I mean, obviously not as much gold as I'd like to see in these tiers, so hopefully these milestones are easy to get. We'll see how that goes. But then, of course, obviously, you get your gold raid coins and mythal raid coins, which will be used to purchase items for the raid shop, which I talk about down below as well. You can see how your progress stacks up compared to other members in your guild if you want to be competitive about it. Though the leaderboard players will see much information, such as all the banked attempts across the guild. Team composition is difficulty in your own personal banked attempt as well. Cool. Okay, so yeah, people in your guild will be able to see what you're running, so then they could say, okay, well, he's running this, he got this score. Let me try that team, see if I can match that score. Maybe that's the best team to be running here. You can see here, this guy's running Road to Rivendell. He got, like, no points at all. We'll see, 0.02%. But also, here you go, 100,000 points max per attempt for difficulty 1. And they needed 17 million. That is a lot of attempts. I have to... We'll see how that all pans out. So what happens when your guild finishes a raid? Well, first, congratulations would be in order. Next would be to enjoy the spoils of your efforts. Potential reward items you'll see are featured character shards. I'm still curious to see what's going to be there. Speculation, it could be Gollum. Speculation, it could be Gandalf the Grey. We'll see. Could be a dwarf. Gems, gold, character XP, and raid supply currency, all for potential raid items or potential raid rewards. So that's nice to see. We definitely need more gold and more character XP, so more ways to get it. It's obviously welcome. Of note, gold raid coins and mythal raid coins can be spent on the following things. Rare gear pieces, which is probably going to be purple gear, which means gear 9 will probably be coming out the same time as the raid. Luminous and shadow crystals, essences, which are those, that's what you get from the challenge stores, those blue essences. Featured character shards again, and rare and epic ability materials. Those epic ability materials are going to be the green bottles. Right now, you cannot take Elrond to level 6 on his leadership ability because we don't have enough of those bottles yet. But we'll see what the purchase rate is going to be on those. I imagine it's going to be a little expensive inside the raid store, but we'll see how that goes. Look forward to seeing how players interact with the raids. Everything mentioned in this article is subject to change to make improvements along the way. So keep in mind that the points we see here in stage 1 may not be for certain what we're going to need. But you get an idea of what they're going for. You want something with a lot of AoE, and you want to be able to trick orc bombers into killing their own members. So probably bring members low on health and then let an orc bomber do his thing and wipe out a whole bunch of enemy characters. And that's probably what you're going to want to go for. So also, yeah, you want to keep in mind you get 4,000 points for every enemy defeated by an orc bomber, and combine that with 1,000 points up here. You can kind of get an idea of what you want to do with that first chapter just from that. We'll see how things go. Let me know what you guys think down below. What do you guys think of this new raid details? Is this getting you excited for the raids? Let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys next time.